Quickly, my liege! Awaken, you must! What? My liege! Prithee, turn your eyes to window. Such weather, to be envied by the gods themselves. I looked out the window, into the cloudless, dawning sky. It was the day of the get-together. Thanks to Haruna, I had already wrapped up the last of the preparations. Now we just had to get out there and secure a good spot for the party. I don't know. I think... I just... Oh, I don't think he really needed to get up with me. Not at all. This is but my sworn duty, my liege. I see. But your eyes are pretty bloodshot. Did you stay up all night? So busily did I prepare for the day's event that I neglected to sleep. You prepared? I think Haruna and I have it pretty much covered. Forgive my impertinence, but there are things overlooked by my liege. Jack plopped a large cloth bundle down in front of me. Bamboo screens, umbrella, china mat. What is all this? Props for my liege's performance. 'Tis the coordinator's duty to make a lively party. I don't intend to give any kind of performance. Ah, but drink this beneath the cherry trees, and you shall find the performance inside of you. I don't drink. Besides, you can't bring alcohol to a student party. 'Tis not alcohol. 'Tis but juice mixed with a special concoction. A single sip instills feeling of elation, brings joyous atmosphere to any. I still refuse. I don't need a student party descending into that sort of chaos. Oh, my liege, you are no fun at all. I know you put a lot of effort into this, but I can't use any of it. No, at least take the white clothing and the calligraphy box. No. What do you expect me to do? Commit seppuku or something? Huh, it's a pity, my liege. I couldn't get excited for the flower viewing. I merely felt determination to make the party a success even, which conflicted with my irritation at having to do it at all. Jack, on the other hand, seemed much more excited than I did, and he wasn't even involved. Maybe the spring sunlight had addled his brain. Ah, the time is late. Quickly, my liege, dress yourself, you must. I still have lots of time. Oh, before I'm due to meet Haruna. Be not so naive, my liege. There are those who choose their places beginning early last night. If you do not leave soon, you shall be stuck flower viewing from nary a flower in sight. Staying up all night just saving a spot? Jesus, this country's fucked up. Worry not, for I have spent my time last night securing perfect location. I have used my ninja arts to drive others away from it. Only a great shock can undo the spell. I don't think you had to go quite that far, but, thanks? I guess? 'Tis but my sworn duty to my liege. Behold, I give you written instructions how to guide you to spot. Well, I guess I'll be seeing you later, Jack. You can take care of things here, alright? Things here, my liege? Oh, I knew you seemed overly excited. You're not planning to come to the party, are you? But of course I am. This is a student get-together. You're not even invited. But, my liege, should I not be at my liege's side should something go awry? I don't need you with me all the time. Oh, my liege. Don't look at me like that. No, I'm not letting you come. Besides, I was... Wow, I almost did Jack's voice there. Besides, I was hoping that you could be on the watch for Balboran activity while I was occupied. Okay, fine. At least go on patrol for now, and you can maybe maybe you can come out and to the party in the afternoon. My liege, you are ever so merciful. Oh. Well, I'm off. Oh, Jesus Christ, Haruna.
Good morning, Yamato-kun.
Haruna, haha. Yeah, you, you came to my, apartment. I thought we were meeting, at the, picnic spot.
I got worried, so you might cancel at the last minute. So I guess I just.
That's ridiculous. I would never break a promise like that. That's.
Yes, I remember that about you.
I mean, and if you, if you knew that, then, what? Hey.
The next thing I knew.
Ooh, the next thing I knew. The next thing I knew, Haruna was clutching my hand. It was a girl's hand, small and Haruna's hand is, or my hand is? I'm very confused by the structure of that. Anyways, it surprised me so much I forgot all my decorum. With my hand in hers, Haruna began to pull me along.
Come on, hurry up. All the good spots will be taken if we don't rush.
Hey, okay, just let go of me. I mean, we don't have to, just not so fast. I mean, you're gonna hurt yourself.
No, I won't. Are you embarrassed about holding hands, Yamato-kun?
No. No. I mean, what's there? No.
So what's the problem? Come on, we've got to hurry.
Oh, I just don't know why we have to hold hands. But we did, and we ran to the same location we saw just a little while ago. We arrived at the park next to the river. Haruna finally released my hand.
Wow, it really is exhausting.
That's why I told you, I mean, not to run. Oh, that's why I told you not to roll the mouse wheel.
Well, but you seem okay. I can't believe I'm not even out of breath.
Well, you know, I gotta try and stay in shape, you know, savoring the world and all.
That's true. You've always been impressive, that way, haven't you?
Haruna smiled at me. Her face was glowing with sweat. I felt a strange pain in my chest. I didn't know what caused it, so I merely turned away from her. Well, I'm having a cardiac arrest.
But now that I think about it, we used to hold hands all the time, didn't we?
I got that.
Yeah, that's right.
Dropping the subject, Haruna turned her eyes to the park. The cherry blossom trees lined up along the river were in full bloom. I really stumbled over that whole sentence. The surrounding greenery seemed to shine in the early morning sunlight. I didn't do much better with that sentence. Other parties had spread out their tarps beneath the trees, staking out their positions.
All the good spots might be gone by now.
I think we should be alright.
What do you mean? Wait a minute.
I took Jack's memo out of my pocket and headed for the place he had saved for us. And we did.
Bum 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 bum.
Bum 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 bum. The location he described was at the edge of the park. See? There's not even anybody else here. Or, well, I mean, there's no flowers either.
That's true, but there are no cherry trees either.
She was right, and so was I. The area was lush with green trees that blocked out all view of the cherry blossoms. But then, Jack said he had employed ninjutsu to drive people away. I walked surreptitiously up to the one tree, and gave it a sharp kick to the trunk. Oh! Immediately the green leaves fell with a rustling sound. And the most beautiful pink you've ever seen just arrived everywhere. In their place was a dazzling pink of cherry blossoms in full bloom. The kick seemed to start a chain reaction. Within a few moments, we were standing in a cherry tree forest. Jack must have spent all night covering the blossoms with leaves.
That's amazing. How did you do it?
It looks like my roommate Jack must have used his ninjutsu to disguise them.
I see. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Haruna looked up at the trees, spellbound. I felt another twinge in my chest. Definitely having a heart attack, along with a sudden shortness of breath. Also signs of a heart attack. What was going on? Could it be a heart attack? Was I malfunctioning? Am I a robot?
What's wrong? Are you having a heart attack? You're looking at me.
It wasn't until she pointed it out that I realized I had been staring right into Haruna's face. Right into her face! Feeling suddenly self-conscious, I turned away from her. It's nothing. Whoosh. Nah, it's just the old heart. Just, forgot to take my, nitro for the, angina.
It's not nothing. Come on, is there something on my face?
No, no, nothing wrong there. Just, come on, let's just get things set up, huh?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm totally distracted by that.
Haruna and I spread out our tarp and began to get everything ready. We finished everything in about 10 minutes. Haruna and I looked up at the trees while we waited for our class to arrive. We still have 3 hours until they arrive? Wait a minute, 3 hours? 3 hours? Okay, wait a minute. I was like, so we got here plenty early so we could save a spot. Okay. But then it only took us 10 minutes to set shit up. We're going to sit here for 3 fucking hours? Why don't we have people, everybody, why don't we have the whole class get here this early? I'm not sitting around in a park for 3 hours so that I can then sit around a park. You know what, Yamato? I'm with you. I'm with you. Fuck this flower viewing party. I wonder if we should have waited a little longer before we came out.
No way. Someone might have seen through Jackson's disguise, after all.
I suppose that's true. I had committed the entire day to the party. Even so, to spend so much of it just sitting around doing dick all, I began itching to go out on patrol. 3 hours was enough time to make a full circuit of the city. Haruna would be enough to save our place while I went off to perform my real mission.
Yamato-kun, do you not like spending time with me?
Well, that's a complicated question.
You just, you just have this really sour expression, on your face?
Haruna plucked absently at the grass. I felt bad that my attitude had upset her. No, it's not that. It's just, it's not that I don't like being with you. I'm just not sure how to, pass the time. Don't make the obvious joke.
I guess, you'd rather be spending your free time fighting to protect the country, right?
That's exactly right. How did you know that?
Well, you're pretty easy to read, most of the time, and you really haven't changed since you were little.
Aw, look at this little scene here. Aw. Haruna looked up at the cherry trees and began to speak in nostalgic tones.
You say you've never been flower viewing before, but you must have forgotten. When we were little, you came flower viewing with me and my family. You were so silly, back then, and now. You couldn't sit still at all, and you ran off before the day was through.
Huh. Memories. It's true, there was something almost familiar about what she said. Some kind of gathering at the orphanage, perhaps? My life prior to my bionic surgery had become something of a blur. All I could remember clearly were the battles I'd fought before coming to this world, and the loneliness I felt since coming here.
Yamato-kun, do you still not remember our childhood together?
No, I can't remember things that never happened to me, Haruna. I'm afraid you have me confused with, some other man with the same name, maybe?
You keep saying that, but I can't believe you. There's another man with the same man who looks just like and acts like you?
No. I mean, it would certainly be a coincidence, but nevertheless, it must be true. It's like Occam's razor. come on. She puffed out her cheeks a little and looked down at the ground. Normally Haruna would have dropped the subject at this point, but today she seemed determined to see it through.
Then let me ask you this. What were you like when you were little?
I was, I don't know, like I am now, I imagine. Shorter.
That's not what I mean. Like, what elementary school did you go to?
Elementary school? I went to school in a small village called Yamanaka. That was before I came to this world, of course. Before then, I had been educated in the Army's special training program. I think. For the past 10 years, I've been preparing for a hostile invasion of this country. I thought back to all I'd been through the last 10 years, and all the times I'd rolled that fucking mouse wheel. Thrust into this strange future world, with none of my comrades or enemies I once knew. The people who claimed to be my parents were very kind, but they never believed me when I told them who I really was. They were hard, lonely days. Sometimes I even doubted my own sanity. The only things that kept me from madness was the reassuring presence of the Stryker units. A whisper from Haruna broke me out of my musings.
What a weird thing to say. You're the same age as me, aren't you? 10 years ago, you would have been in grade school.
My body, reverted to that of a child? Why was I telling her all this? Was it her innocence? The fact that she claimed to have known me since childhood? Little by little, I was revealing all of my most closely guarded secrets to Haruna. Haruna, I really like Ichimonji.
Reverted to a child? What do you even mean?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, the fact remains, I'm older than I look. I'd received bionic surgery. It would have been easy to change my apparent age with a similar surgery. But what happened to me almost 10 years ago seemed to be more than mere surgery or alteration could achieve. Why I had become a child, why I had been transported to this future world, I had no answer to those questions.
Yamato-kun, are you going to tell me that you're older than you look because you're a cyborg or something?
What? How do you,
Of course I know. You said it all the time when we were kids.
In my panic, Haruna turned to smile at me. It was clear she was just teasing me. Nevertheless, I couldn't let things go on I couldn't let things go on in this vein. I had to change the subject, somehow. But, enough about me. What was your childhood like?
What? Oh, mine? Well, why do you ask?
Well, I'm just wondering, no particular reason. Don't have to act so surprised or anything.
But I am surprised. I mean, you never show any interest in me, or in anyone.
She looked at me suspiciously, but she continued anyways, because she is easy, she's a pleaser.
Anyway, well, where should I start?
Well, let's see, tell me about your parents.
Mom and Papa, died in a car accident.
Oh, shit. I keep doing this. I am sorry. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked.
You don't have to apologize. It was so long ago.
Yeah, but
I could tell you what school is like for me, if you'd like that.
I nodded. Haruna's gaze became distant.
When I was little.
Whoa! Wait a minute. I need some distance. I need some distant sound for this. I need some. This? Like this? No. Like that? No.
When I was little.
That's not working at all. I'm getting none of that. Why do I get so little?
When I was little.
Why is this not working? Fuck it.
When I was.
Oh, there we go.
When I was little, When I was little, I had this one really good friend.
That's horrible. Let's not do that. That's bad. Oh, uh-huh.
He lived in a house, in a big house, in our neighborhood. We knew each other, even before we started going to school, though.
A childhood friend, you mean? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, he always wanted to do the right thing, and anyway, he was always playing hero, talking about how he would fight for justice and defend the innocent.
I see.
Well, whenever someone would pick on me, he'd always come to save me. So I came to think of him as a hero, myself.
I see. So, when was the last time you saw this amazing, charming hero type?
Well, when we were in grade school, that's when my family had to move away. He was supposed to come and see me off, but for some reason, he didn't come.
That was wrong of him to break his promise.
I'm sure he had his reasons. Usually he would never break his promises. But I've always wanted to ask him why he did it.
Haruna trailed off and looked at me, as if expecting an answer. Of course, I was not the boy in her story, so I couldn't give her any real reason. Still, for some reason, Haruna's tale inspired a curious feeling inside me. A little sweet, a little nostalgic. I wasn't sure what to say, but there was an odd pain in my chest. The angina, or possibly having a heart attack, I really wasn't sure at this point.
Did you remember something?
I told you I'm not... I can't remember things that didn't happen to me.
You were so stubborn. You really haven't changed at all.
You're just as stubborn as I am. I mean, why do you keep insisting that we know each other from way back then?
Because we did know each other. I'm sure of it. I know you just don't remember. And I think that's really sad.
I don't feel particularly sad.
And that's why it's so sad. It's sad when someone loses their memories.
Haruna whispered softly. I could tell she really meant it. I wasn't sure what to say to her. Her eyes and her tone conveyed complete sincerity regarding the subject. Just then, I realized something. Haruna, have you lost important memory of something?
Yeah. My memories of my childhood are really spotty. I think it must have been from the shock, from losing my parents.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Well, still. I still remember everything that happened between us, though. That's definitely not made up. That's why I treasure those memories. And the ones I still have. The memories I'm going to create.
Huh. At last I understood why she was so obsessed with making me remember. Having lost her parents and her memories, it was only natural that she wanted me to be this Yamato from her childhood. Poor Haruna. I wish that I could have been that boy she knew. But the fact remains that
It's okay. Even if you really don't remember, we can still make new memories together.
Haruna.
That's why I wanted today's party to be a success. I just know it will make a wonderful memory for both of us.
Beneath the falling petals, Haruna smiled. She was like a blossom herself. The pink of her cheeks was so radiant. Once again, I felt that strange twinge in my chest. I was definitely needing to go to a doctor. I needed an ambulance. Like, someone definitely needed to dial 911 or 999 or whatever the emergency services telephone number is in your local area. Oh, fucking Jag, you scared the crap out of me. My liege, it is a matter of gravest emergency. Jesus Christ, Jack. Suddenly Jack burst out of the bushes, scaring the life out of both of us.
Oh, you scared me, Jackson. Where did you come from?
Jack! I told you not to come here.
I am not here to our party. It's an emergency.
As if to confirm Jack's story, there was a sudden and inexplicable rumbling in the distance. Definitely not an explosion. Probably somebody's stomach. There was There must have been an explosion or somebody's stomach. It was coming from the commercial park. I grabbed Jack's sleeve and dragged him in close so that Haruna couldn't hear. Is this about Bora raid?
Verily, it must be so. It appears they are stealing hot dog stand.
I see. Okay, then. A hot dog stand? Why would they attack? Alright, I trailed off before I could finish. Haruna was staring at me.
Yamato-kun.
Shit. Haruna. I couldn't bring myself to finish. I knew that I had to go, but there was something painful about the thought of leaving Haruna here all by herself.
See you later.
What?
You've got important business, right? I can take care of things here. You can go.
But I can't just...
I don't know what's going on, but I can tell from your expression that it must be important, and I know that you will always keep your promises.
Haruna nodded brightly to me. The feeling of unease vanished from my chest, replaced by this overflowing warmth. Alright, I promise I'll be back. Just wait right here for me.
Yeah, sure. I'll take care of everything. Have a good time.
Haruna waved at me. Jack and I headed for the battleground. Bum, bum, boom.